Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for all of you who follow us on YouTube and X and Facebook. Let's give a quick rundown of that. We can be found on Ad Newswire. That's ADDNEWSWIRE. That's Ad Newswire on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of great content there. You can follow me on X, Bill Golodner, Golodner. You can find me at Bill Golodner on X, and our Facebook group, the Irv Goldstein Political Think Tank. So that being said, please follow us, subscribe to us, and let me talk about today when Trump addressed the joint session of Congress last night. The guy just talks like you and I, and he called out Pocahontas, which I loved. She's the one who wants to keep the war going in Ukraine for another 5 years, he pointed out. But let's talk about one thing in specifically. First of all, even whether it was Obama or Clinton or even Joe Biden, when they entered Congress, right, the members of the Republican Party always stood. They always stood up, whether they probably didn't agree with the policy or whatever, but they stood up because they respected the office and they respected the people of the United States of America who voted for whomever they vote for. But they all stood. Last night, the Dems, those stinking Democrats, would not stand for anything. And let's talk about what they did not stand for first. They did not stand when Mark Fogel was introduced, who Trump made a promise to get him released from a Russian camp, and he got him released. They did not stand for the mom of Jocelyn Ungry, right? The young girl who was raped and murdered. They did not stand for Laken Riley's family. They didn't even stand when DJ Daniel, the 13-year-old brain cancer survivor, who all he ever wanted to be was a police officer, and now he's an honorary special agent. What a beautiful time that was. They didn't stand for Jason Hartley, whose father was a slain sheriff and whose family had a history of serving in the military since his great-grandfather. And now he's on his way to West Point, the U.S. Military Academy. They would not stand for him. But what did they stand and what did they applaud for? The hundreds of billions of dollars that we sent to Ukraine, that Zelensky, that little beggar with his disgusting coffee cup that he comes begging with, they stood and they applauded for him, especially that Pocahontas.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
What I did like is that the U.S. Representative Al Green was removed from the floor. How awful is he, right? And the signs they were holding up, signs that said, Musk steals. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi wasn't holding that sign. She knows about stealing. And how about USAID, right? United States Aid for International Development. Trump went through an entire list talking about abuse and fraud and waste. And they held up signs that said, save Medicaid. Well, what are we saving it for? Are we saving it for the foreigners who come into this country? They come in, they've never paid a nickel into Medicaid, but yet they get Medicaid, they get medical, they get everything that Medicaid gets to offer us as Americans who have paid into it for a lifetime. They come from other countries, including illegals, and they get Medicaid, and they get all kinds of benefits from that and have never paid a nickel into it. I want that to sink in today. They did not stand for Mark Fogel. They did not stand for the mom of Jocelyn Ungry. They did not stand for Laken Riley's family. They did not stand for the young boy, DJ Daniel. They did not stand for Jason Hartley. They did not stand for anything of value to this country. They are absolutely awful.